Nikki and Ari, again, I found them. Found them both. I found them in a mall in East Harlem. And then I went crazy because they were stunning and tall, really tall. I mean, like I have a photo of me right next to them. I'm 5'8". They're like 5'11". You know, they're tall. They're very statuesque. And I was very I mean, I was very taken by their beauty because they dress in the same color, but at their own style. And they're identical twins, but they wear the makeup in their own way. So that kind of fascinated me that they have that sense of self-identity without being twins, you know? And I found that was quite admirable, but then also they had such a, you know, most twins have a strong bond, but I always admire the bond that they have. They're like, you know, I love how twins interact because I was born a twin, and I didn't find out that my twin died like later on in life through a birth certificate type of thing. So, you know, I photograph a lot of twins unconsciously in a way. And so then Nikki moved to East New York, so she was kind of hard to reach. The pandemic hit, but Nikki was here in East Harlem, you know, close to me. I live in West Harlem. So I was able to find her, and I photographed her in the laundromat. I think that the photo that I show you over in the laundromat, uh, let me see. I think it's this way, right? No, this way. And then the photo of the laundromat, can you see it? It's right there. So I photographed Nikki first. And then after the pandemic, when Nikki Ari moved back to the city, she moved to the Bronx. And I went to the Bronx and I met them and I photographed that photo for Nikki is where she grew up and she used to do laundry, that laundromat. Okay. But then Nikki and Ari, I photographed them together because they move. That you see it there on the top. They moved, and that was right in the corner when Ari moved into the Bronx. And so that was the first time I photographed them together, you know, and that was the first time that Ari was being photographed ever. So it was quite revealing. And the photo, as you know, is in 4 or 5 museums. And it was in a billboard in Los Angeles. It won a competition. It was on Melrose Avenue. It was also on a competition in Los Angeles for Association of Media Photographers, and was curated by Paul Martineau, which is the curator of the Getty, and it went into a publication. It's called Off the Clock. And so it was published in the book, and the photo is full page, which I love. And then also won a climate change done by the Climate Museum at Rockefeller Center, and it was a flag, part of the flag project. So it was hanging in the Rockefeller Center on a flag, and that day Nikki and I, the three of us met. So we have a very strong bond, you know, and I think what makes them so, I think that they're twins, but I love their self-identity. But I think that the love that they have for each other kind of makes them be more like unifies them. But also the fact that they're trans women, and for it was very green and beautiful. And I think from that point, that was a key point for me, because from that point, I started to photograph LGBTQ people with nature because I thought that they were more comfortable and it was really beautiful. So every time that I cannot do that now, I try to photograph people more in touch with nature, because I think that sort of softens them. The environment is not so rough, and you know, that's part of their own environment in so many ways. So you know, it was just you know, when everything kind of all comes together, you know.